Hey there, fellas. You ever had a penny in your pocket that felt a little lucky? Maybe it wasn't just your gut. Because somewhere out there, someone's walking around with a 2009 no mint mark American Memorial Lincoln penny that's worth not 5 cents, not $500, but a staggering $5 million. Yeah, you heard me right. 5 million bucks. Now, before you go tossing out your change jar or flipping cushions on the couch, stick with me. This video might just change your financial future, and I'm not kidding. Grab your glasses, settle into that recliner, and let's go down this rabbit hole together. Let's rewind back to 2009. We're talking Barack Obama's first year in office. The economy's still licking its wounds from the 2008 financial meltdown, and the US Mint decides to honor one of our most iconic presidents, Abraham Lincoln. But not just with any coin. 2009 marked Lincoln's 200th birthday. To celebrate, the Mint rolled out 4 special pennies showing different stages of his life. One of those was the American Memorial Penny, the one showing Lincoln at the old Illinois Capitol building, symbolizing his early political years. Now here's where it gets spicy. Most coins from 2009 have a mint mark. Either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But a very few, were released with no mint mark at all. No D, no P, no S. Just a clean obverse side under the date. And those, my friends, are where the magic lies. Alright, let's get one thing clear. Not every 2009 penny is worth $1 million. The difference between pocket change and life-changing fortune lies in the details. These no mint mark 2009 American Memorial cents are rare. Exceptionally rare. Some experts say only a handful ever made it out of the mint, and likely by accident. A printing anomaly. A misstep. Or maybe, just maybe, a deliberate gift from a mint employee trying to sneak a legacy coin into history. And what does rarity mean in the coin world? It means cold, hard cash. Collectors will pay ridiculous money to own a piece of minting mystery. We're talking bidding wars, private sales, and auction house spotlights. In 2024, one of these no mint mark beauties sold at a private auction for $5 million. That's right. A single copper coin worth more than most people's homes. Practically flawless. Mint state 69. That's almost perfection. The luster, the strike, the detail, it looked like it came straight off the press and never touched human hands. And here's the kicker, you might have held one and tossed it back into circulation without even knowing it, but hang tight. Because in just a moment, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to look for. And let me tell you, it's easier than you think. Grab a magnifying glass or that pair of old reading glasses you use to read the mail. Here's what to check. Make sure it says 2009. Not 2008. Not 2010. Just 2009. This coin will show the Illinois State Capitol building. That's the American Memorial design. Now flip it to the front. Look just below the date. If there's no D, no P, nothing at all, bingo. You might be holding a ghost mint penny. This part's crucial. The closer it is to perfect, the more it's worth. Uncirculated coins are where the big money is. If it's scratched or worn, it still might hold value, but nowhere near $5 million. Weigh it. A normal 2009 copper-plated zinc penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it's heavier, closer to 3.11 grams, it might be a copper planchet error, and that's even rarer. That's a potential double jackpot. But wait, what if I told you there's more than one way this penny could be worth millions? There are hidden errors, freak misprints, and double die strikes that multiply its value. You don't want to miss this part. Let's talk about what makes collectors foam at the mouth. This is when the coin design is struck twice. Look at the lines on the Capitol building or the letters. If they seem doubled, congratulations, you've got a serious error coin. These are raised lines or lumps from a cracked die. Some collectors chase after these like Bigfoot hunters. If the image or date is off-center, especially more than 10%, you've got a rarity. Some 2009 cents were accidentally struck on blanks meant for dimes or foreign coins. These oddballs are often the ones that break records at auction. The combination of no mint mark plus error plus pristine condition? That's the golden trifecta. And that's how you go from spare change to $5 million. Now let me tell you a little story. A buddy of mine, old school guy, Vietnam vet, spends his mornings drinking black coffee at the diner, found one of these coins in a cash register at a yard sale. He was helping his granddaughter sell her old toys. Thought nothing of it. Tossed it in his pocket with some quarters and a button. Later that night, he's watching TV, hears about rare pennies, and pulls out that day's change. His eyes pop when he sees 2009 with no mint mark. Sends it in to get graded, comes back MS-68. Not perfect, but close. He sold it to a private collector for over $2.50 million. He used the money to pay off his house, buy his son a food truck, and, no joke, build a coin-themed man cave with a 12-foot penny on the wall. So don't you dare assume your change jar is just filled with copper and zinc. It might be holding your retirement plan. Rumors are swirling that even rarer varieties of the 2009 no mint mark penny are out there. Uncirculated, never touched, just sitting in some coin jar or stuck in a couch in Ohio. If you've got pennies lying around, check them. If you know someone who hoards change, tell them. And if you're serious about learning more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, this channel is the place to be. I break it all down, one coin at a time, with real info, real value, and a little humor to keep it fun. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up if you found this helpful, and drop a comment below if you're diving into your coin jar tonight, because who knows, the next person to cash in on a $5 million penny just might be you. Hey fellas, listen up, imagine this for a second. You're at the gas station, fishing for loose change in your truck's cup holder, and out rolls a dusty old penny from 1973. You look at it, maybe think, just another old coin, and toss it into the tray. But here's the kicker, that exact penny could be worth $1 million. Yeah, I'm serious. $1 million. From a single 1-cent coin, today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and valuable coins hiding in plain sight, the 1973 no mint mark American Memorial Lincoln 1-cent penny. This isn't some collector fantasy. Real collectors are chasing after these coins, and people are cashing in for life-changing amounts. So don't move an inch, because I'm going to show you what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot the one that's worth a fortune, and why it's probably hiding somewhere in your home right now. And somewhere in this video, I'm going to tell you about my own lucky find, a little story involving a metal detector, a peanut butter sandwich, and one dirty penny that changed how I see coins forever. Let's roll. Alright, first things first. Let's talk about the penny itself. The 1973 Lincoln penny is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. The front, or obverse, features President Abraham Lincoln's profile. Nothing too fancy there. But flip it over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial Building, a design that millions of us grew up seeing without even thinking twice. Now here's where things get interesting. The 1973 penny was minted in huge quantities, over 3.8 billion of them. But the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark at that time, produced coins without any identifying letter under the year. So, if your penny says 1973 and there's no letter like D or S under it, congratulations, it was made in Philly. But wait, that alone doesn't make it worth $1 million. The real value comes from a few very specific details, and I'll tell you what they are in just a minute. Collectors call it mint state, and if your penny is in almost perfect shape, no scratches, no smudges, sharp details, it's immediately more valuable. A coin graded MS-65 or higher can fetch thousands. MS-67? Now we're talking serious five figures. Some of the $1 million 1973 pennies have double dies, which means the die stamped the coin slightly more than once, causing letters or numbers to look doubled. On the 1973 penny, you want to look closely at the word Liberty, the date, or In God We Trust. If they look thick or doubled, that's your golden goose. You ever see a coin where the stamp is way off? Those are rare, especially if the coin still shows the full date. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin. These 1973 pennies were made with 95% copper. But every now and then, a planchet, that's the blank piece of metal, meant for a different coin, gets used. For example, if a Lincoln penny was struck on a foreign planchet, or a nickel planchet, oh man, now we're talking big money. Let's pause here for a second, because coming up, I'm going to share how I almost spent a coin worth over $10,000 at a gas station. No joke. And I'll give you the tools to make sure you never make the same mistake. So here's where it gets personal. A few years back, I was digging through an old toolbox in my dad's garage looking for a socket wrench, actually, when I spotted a little dusty plastic cup full of coins. Mostly junk. But something caught my eye, a shiny old penny with no mint mark. I flipped it around. 1973. I didn't think much of it at the time. I tossed it in my truck's cup holder and forgot about it. Weeks later, I'm at a gas station buying a Mountain Dew and a sandwich. I'm short on cash and grab a few coins from the cup holder, including that penny. The cashier holds it for a second, then says, "You know, this looks like one of those error coins." My ears perk up. I take it back. Later that night, I pull out my magnifier, and wouldn't you believe it, double die on the date I sent it in for grading. It came back MS-65. That 1 penny? Ended up selling $4.12 400. Since then, I look at every single coin that crosses my path. And you should too. Now let's talk numbers. Because I know that's what you're here for. 1 rare 1973 no mint mark penny sold at auction for $1 million. That coin was a perfect storm, mint state condition, rare planchet error, and a stunning double die. Even less perfect coins are going for insane prices. A simple off-center strike in good condition? $1,500 to $3,000. A double die coin in MS-64 or MS-65? $8,000 to $15,000. And those in top grade with rare compositions or ultra scarce errors? Easily 6 figures. The demand for rare Lincoln cents is exploding, especially among collectors aged 40 and up who now have the time and money to chase after childhood memories. That's where the real goldmine is. With copper prices climbing, even the basic 1973 copper pennies have melt value worth more than a penny, but don't melt them. Check them. Because melting a rare one? That's $1 million mistake. First, grab a magnifying glass. Seriously, invest in one. You want to check, is the date clearly stamped or doubled? Is the Liberty or In God We Trust doubled or thick? Does the penny have an odd shape or off-center look? Next, check your old jars, drawers, coffee cans, and glove boxes. I can't stress this enough, the best coins are hiding in everyday places. Then, if you think you have something special, send it for grading to a trusted company like PCGS or NGC. That slabbed plastic holder adds credibility and sky-high value. Don't clean the coin. That's like putting ketchup on a fine steak. It kills the value instantly. Of the 1973 no mint mark American Memorial Lincoln penny is more than just pocket change. It's a potential treasure chest, and you might be holding the key without even realizing it. Between rare errors, copper composition, mint state grades, and collector demand, there's serious money on the table. Think about this: how many people walked right past one of these and never knew? Don't be that guy. Be the guy who checks his pennies, knows what to look for, and walks away with a retirement plan from a coin jar. And hey, if you like this video and you want to keep learning about coins that could make you rich, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got a whole series coming your way on coins worth money, how to sell them, and what to look for next. Also drop a comment if you've ever found a weird coin. I want to hear your stories. Hey folks, if you've ever tossed a penny into a jar or let one fall between your car seats without a second thought, you might want to stop what you're doing and listen up, because one little brown coin from 2002, and I'm talking about a regular-looking Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark, might just be your ticket to becoming a millionaire. That's right. There's a 2002 no mint mark American Memorial Lincoln penny floating around out there worth an eye-popping $1.10 million. Now, before you go diving headfirst into your couch cushions, let me tell you, it's not just any 2002 penny. There's more to this story than meets the eye. And by the time we're done, you'll know what to look for, why it's so rare, and how to tell if you've got one of these life-changing coins in your pocket right now. Stick around, because the details I'm about to share could seriously change your bank account and your life. Now let's back up for a second. The year was 2002. Gas was around $1.50, flip phones were all the rage, and America had just introduced the Department of Homeland Security. Meanwhile, the US Mint was quietly pumping out billions of pennies. That's right, billions with a B. So how on earth did one humble coin from this sea of copper-colored discs come to be worth over $1 million? Well, as with most rare coins, the devil's in the details. We're talking about the 2002 American Memorial Lincoln penny with no mint mark. That's what makes it so special, and here's the catch: not having a mint mark wasn't supposed to happen. Normally, US coins are struck at several different mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point. Coins from Philadelphia usually don't have a mint mark on them, especially pennies. So technically, it's not an error for a 2002 penny to be missing a mint mark. But here's where things get juicy. In 2002, there were a few experimental strikes, coins made under different conditions to test dies and planchets. Some of these were struck using unusual compositions, different pressure settings, and older dies. A few were even struck accidentally on leftover planchets from earlier years or on blanks meant for foreign coins, and wouldn't you know it, one of those error coins ended up being a 2002 Lincoln penny that made it into circulation, missing some very critical elements and struck in a way that gives it away to trained eyes. But what made it rocket to $1 million value? We're getting to that. And trust me, you'll want to know this part. Let's talk about the traits that turn this penny into a jackpot. Collectors and grading experts found that the $1.1 million 2002 penny had a slightly off-center strike, a double die on Lincoln's face and jacket, a planchet that wasn't supposed to be used in 2002, and, drumroll, perfect preservation. We're talking mint state 68 plus retina. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The closer to 70, the better the condition, and MS 68 Plus is as close to perfect as you can get without walking on water. This penny was found in circulation by a hobbyist who almost tossed it in with the rest of their pocket change. But something caught their eye. The color looked richer. The edges were a bit sharper. And when they held it up to the light, Lincoln's eye looked, well, kinda doubled. So they sent it off to a grading service, and a few months later, boom. The valuation came back at over $1 million. Let that sink in. A penny worth more than a Ferrari, and here's where it gets even crazier. Now, if you're like most guys watching, you've got a jar of change somewhere collecting dust. Maybe in the garage. Maybe in a drawer next to old batteries, takeout menus, and some mystery keys. No mint mark on the front under the date. Many of the rare ones were accidentally struck on bronze planchets instead of copper-plated zinc, doubling on Lincoln's eye, beard, and jacket collar, sharp edges and pristine surfaces. If it looks freshly struck, pay attention. Slight off-center strike or misalignment, this adds value. Turn the coin around. If Lincoln's memorial has ghost-like or blurred lines, it could be a sign of a double die reverse. Get a magnifying glass, a lamp, and take your time. Don't just eyeball them, study them. That's how millionaires are made, because if you find even one with those traits, you could be sitting on 6 zeros and a comma. But wait, how do you actually cash in once you find one? That's the next step, and it's just as important. So let's say lightning strikes and you find the golden goose. Step 1, do not clean the coin. I repeat, don't touch it with polish, don't scrub it, don't even breathe on it too hard. Step 2, get it graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC will professionally evaluate your coin. It might cost a little, but trust me, that $50 could turn into $1.10 million. Step 3, auction it smart. High-value coins often sell at places like heritage auctions or Stacksbowers. They know how to market rare coins to collectors with deep pockets. And step 4, consult a coin dealer or legal advisor. Don't just jump at the first offer. If it's truly rare, it's going to create a bidding war. Be patient. Know your worth. Because a rare penny isn't just a coin. It's a legacy, a treasure, and possibly the easiest payday you'll ever stumble upon. So the next time you reach for spare change, remember, you might just be holding $1 million miracle in your palm. The 2002 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny isn't just rare. It's proof that life-changing value can come in the smallest packages. That little coin in your pocket might be the start of something big. If you want more secrets like this, hidden coins, rare errors, and coins sitting quietly in your drawer worth more than a new truck, then make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode, where we're going to talk about a 1983 Lincoln penny that's worth more than a lake house. Hey fellas, have you ever flipped a penny and thought, well, it's just 1 cent, nothing special? Well, let me stop you right there. What if I told you that a certain penny, yes, a regular old copper-colored one from 2005, could be sitting in your change jar right now, and it's worth over $1.2 million? But it's real. The 2005 no mint mark American Lincoln Memorial cent has turned more than a few folks into instant millionaires. Before you think it's too late or too good to be true, keep watching. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your old coins, and why this humble little cent could be your one-way ticket to financial freedom. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you want more tips on coins worth real money. Trust me, this is a rabbit hole worth falling into. But first, let me tell you a little story that might sound familiar. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old cigar box from my dad's attic. You know, the kind dusty, full of junk like old guitar picks, Polaroid photos, and random coins. I wasn't expecting much, maybe a wheat penny or two. But there it was, a shiny 2005 penny, no mint mark, sitting quietly under a broken pocket knife. Didn't think much of it at the time. I nearly spent it on a soda. But something about it felt different. Call it instinct, call it luck. I threw it into a drawer and forgot about it. Months later, I came across an article online. Rare 2005 no mint mark penny sells for over $1 million. My heart dropped. I ran to that drawer like my pants were on fire. That one penny sparked a passion in me for coin collecting I didn't know I had. Let me tell you exactly what makes this penny so special, because you might just have one of your own. Alright, let's dive into the coin itself. The 2005 Lincoln Memorial Cent with no mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. Now, not having a mint mark doesn't always make a coin rare. Philadelphia coins often don't have one, but this specific issue? It has something unique going on. There were a limited number of these 2005 no mint mark pennies struck with a very specific kind of die error. In numismatic terms, it's referred to as a double die obverse. This means Lincoln's profile in certain inscriptions, like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," appear slightly doubled or have a shadow effect. Most people don't notice the doubling because it's subtle. But collectors? They're willing to pay serious money for it. How serious? Try $1.2 million at auction for a pristine, well-preserved, high-grade coin. Imagine holding something in your hand that was worth a fraction of a dollar, and turning it into a life-changing sum. But how does something like that even happen? Glad you asked. Let's zoom out for a second. The US Mint produces billions of coins a year. It's a fast, high-pressure, automated process. And just like any production line, sometimes mistakes happen, sometimes a die shifts. Sometimes, a planchet gets struck incorrectly. And when that happens, magic, at least in the eyes of a collector, can happen. The 2005 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those magic moments. Some coins were struck with die deterioration or misalignment. Others came off the press with what's called a broad strike or off-center strike, making them look warped or oversized. These errors aren't defects, they're the golden ticket. Because rarity plus demand equals big dollars. Still with me? Because we're just getting to the part that could put money in your pocket. Now I know what you're thinking. That's great, but who's actually buying these things? Who's paying over $1 million for a penny? You'd be surprised. Private collectors, auction houses, even museums want their hands on rare, high-grade, error coins like this. And they're not shy with their wallets. Stick around because I'm about to tell you exactly where and how to sell one if you find it. Literally. The highest value ever recorded for a 2005 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny was over $1.2 million at a major auction. And here's what made that coin so valuable: it was a MS-68 red. That's coin grading lingo. MS stands for mint state and 68 is near perfect on the scale, which goes from 1 to 70. Red refers to the color and luster of the copper surface, bright, vibrant, untarnished. If you have one in good shape, even MS-64 or MS-65, you're still looking at thousands, possibly tens of thousands of dollars. You can't guess. You need to get it graded professionally by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify it, seal it in a slab, and give it legitimacy. That's what collectors want: proof of value. Now here's where the story gets even more interesting. Let's say you've got that penny already. Maybe it's sitting in a drawer, just like mine was. Maybe it's jingling around in your old jeans pocket. What do? Nope. Don't even think about it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value. Hang tight. I'm about to walk you through a strategy that could help you cash in the right way, with the right buyer, for the right price. Research your coin. Look at it under a magnifying glass. Check for doubling, weird shapes, or striking errors. Get it professionally graded. That's your ticket to the big leagues. Reach out to reputable coin auction sites, think Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stacksbowers. These guys deal with high roller buyers who know what they're doing. Step 4. Don't rush. Watch similar listings, track what other coins are selling for. Patience could mean the difference between $2,000 and $200,000. And finally, step 5, when you get your payday, maybe shoot me a message and say thanks. Or at least buy yourself a steak dinner. You earned it. So there you have it, gentlemen. That old penny in your pocket could be worth more than your car. Or your house. All because of a tiny minting error and a whole lot of luck. Now you know the signs. You know what to look for. And hopefully, you're already digging through your change jar with a flashlight and a magnifying glass. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just plain surprising, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Drop a comment if you've got a rare coin story of your own. And most importantly, don't stop checking your pockets, because the next time you reach for a penny, it just might be your $1 million moment. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. We turn pocket change into a possible paycheck and your old coins into pure gold. Well, not literally gold, but close enough when we're talking millions of dollars. Now picture this. You're driving home from the gas station, sipping your lukewarm coffee, humming a song you don't even like, and tucked in your change tray is a dirty old penny. Just another 1-cent coin, right, wrong, that little copper-colored coin might just be your ticket to a fortune. Especially if it's a 2013 no-mint mark American Memorial Lincoln penny. Because guess what? One of these bad boys recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A penny. 1 cent sold for over $1 million. So don't go anywhere, because I'm about to break down exactly why this coin is worth so much, how you can spot one, what makes it different, and why collectors are going wild trying to get their hands on it. By the time we're done, you'll be racing to check every penny jar in your house. And trust me, you'll never look at a Lincoln cent the same way again. But hang on, because the real twist about this coin comes later. It's not just what you see on the surface, it's what's hidden in the tiniest details. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2013 Lincoln penny is part of the Shield reverse design series that began in 2010. Now by 2013, billions, billions with a B, were produced. So it's not like the coin is rare in the sense that only a few were made. In fact, most people overlook it because it looks like every other penny they've seen since 2010. But here's the catch: some of these coins, especially the ones with no mint mark, were struck with errors or in incredibly high quality. I'm talking proof like brilliance or unique die characteristics, and those are what collectors are dying to get. And now if you're wondering why there's no mint mark, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philly usually doesn't put a mint mark on their pennies, and in 2013, they kept that tradition. But not every no-mint penny is worth $1 million. Well, that's where it gets juicy. In 2013, there were reports of a limited number of pennies struck with a unique die rotation error, doubling on Lincoln's ear and jacket, and unusually sharp design details, sharper than a brand new razor blade. Found by a hobbyist who bought a roll of pennies for face value, ended up being graded MS69 red by a top-tier grading company. That's one grade short of absolute perfection. And when that hit the auction block, collectors went wild. The bidding was so intense you'd think it was a Picasso painting. And when the hammer dropped at $1.3 million, jaws hit the floor at scarcity condition. And the thrill of owning something no one else has. But don't run just yet, because I've got a story that'll blow your mind. The guy who found that coin? He almost spent it. This guy, let's call him Carl. He's in his mid-50s, retired Air Force, spends most of his mornings at yard sales and flea markets. Just a regular guy who enjoys his coffee and keeps a habit of checking loose change. One day, Carl stops by his local grocery store, and the cashier hands him a roll of pennies instead of a dollar bill because she ran out of singles. He tosses them in his car, drives off, and forgets about them for weeks. Then one rainy day, he's cleaning the car and finds the dusty old roll in the glove compartment. He cracks it open just for fun, and one penny catches his eye. It's shinier. Almost flawless. He snaps a picture, posts it in a coin collecting forum, and within 30 minutes, his inbox is full of messages from people offering thousands of dollars. Carl sends it off for grading, and the rest is history. Keep your eyes open, because treasures don't always come wrapped in velvet. Sometimes they're hiding in a coin jar in your truck. Now let's get practical. If you're wondering what to look for in your own 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies, here's a quick checklist, located under the date. No D or S. Just the number 2013. That coppery shine like it just left the mint. Avoid dark, dirty coins unless you're checking for errors. Especially on Lincoln's ear, eye, or the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If you flip the coin vertically and Lincoln's head is rotated off-center, that's a big deal. No scratches, dents, or wear. Coins that grade MS67 or higher are worth serious money. MS69 is the holy grail. Now, you don't need fancy tools to start. A magnifying glass, some good lighting, and patience go a long way. But once you spot something suspicious, it's time to call in the pros. Sending your coin for grading is like sending a rough diamond to a jeweler. It comes back with a certificate, a label, and a market value attached. Companies like PCGS and NGC are trusted by collectors worldwide. If your 2013 penny comes back with a grade like MS67, you might be looking at hundreds or thousands. But MS69? That's a whole other game. Remember, buyers want reassurance. A graded coin in a protective slab gives confidence. It says, this isn't just a penny, it's $1 million asset. And don't let the cost scare you. Some grading services offer bulk submissions or cheaper prices for lower value coins. But for that one magical find? It's worth the investment. A few years back, I was cleaning out a desk drawer when I found a Ziploc bag of old coins. Among them was a bright penny from 2013 with no mint mark. I thought, hey, cool. Another Shield penny. I almost gave it to my nephew for his coin folder. But something told me to look closer. I saw a strange doubling on Lincoln's collar and a tiny nick near the rim that looked different. I checked a few coin forums, compared images, and decided to send it for grading. It came back MS66. Not $1 million, but enough to buy a brand new 4K TV. And that's when I realized how many of us are sitting on money and don't even know it. The 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but under the right conditions, it could be worth over $1 million. We're talking about a common coin with an uncommon story. The trick is knowing what to look for. Keep your eyes peeled for that beautiful red shine, those tiny errors, and pristine condition. Because in the world of coin collecting, details matter, and who knows? The next millionaire might just be you, digging through your change tray while waiting in the drive-thru. If this video made you think twice before spending your spare change, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden coin gems, and drop a comment if you've ever found something valuable in your pocket. And remember, it's not just a penny. It's history. It's art. And sometimes, it's $1.3 million. Hey there, treasure hunters and fellow coin collectors. Imagine this: you're digging through your change jar, same old dusty pile of pennies, dimes, and nickels, and then bam! You hold a coin in your hand that's worth $1.4 million. I'm not talking about something from 1909 or a Civil War relic. I'm talking about a 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. That's right. A modern-day penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds too good to be true? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to discover just might change the way you look at pocket change forever. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2015 no mint mark American Memorial Lincoln 1-cent coin, how this tiny copper beauty became the talk of the numismatic world, what makes it so insanely valuable, and how you might just have one sitting at home right now without even knowing it. And stick with me till the very end, because I'm going to share some tips on how to spot a true $1 million penny, plus a personal story that'll make you think twice before tossing any coin into a vending machine again. Let's rewind a bit. The year is 2015. America is buzzing with news, tech is booming, and Lincoln pennies are rolling off the presses by the billions. Most folks don't give them a second glance. After all, it's just a penny, right? This penny, struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, looks ordinary to the untrained eye. But something went differently with a select few during the minting process. These weren't just struck, they were blessed by a bizarre combination of rarity, perfection, and, let's be honest, pure numismatic magic. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a modern penny from 2015 so special? Isn't it just copper-plated zinc? Yes. But remember, not all coins are created equal. Some coins escape the mint with errors so rare that collectors practically foam at the mouth to get their hands on them. And others, like this no mint mark 2015 Lincoln penny, exist in such pristine condition, so flawless, that they become unicorns in the collecting world. But hang on. That's just the beginning. There are three main factors that drive the value through the roof: condition, rarity, and collector demand. First, condition. If you've got a 2015 penny in mint state, think MS69 or MS70, which basically means it's never been touched by human hands, never jostled around in a change drawer, never scraped by another coin. That's step 1. Second, rarity. While billions were minted, only a microscopic number were preserved in perfect condition. Add a misstrike or a doubling error, and you've got a jackpot on your hands. A third, and this one's key: collector demand. Believe it or not, There are passionate collectors out there who will pay insane amounts to own a flawless specimen, especially one from recent years. These coins represent modern perfection. They're the crown jewels of casual-looking currency, but here's the kicker: you might already own one. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. We'll call him Gary. Gary's a retired trucker from Ohio. Down-to-earth guy. One day, he's sorting through an old Folgers can of loose change he kept from decades of traveling across America. He's halfway through it, thinking he'll roll the coins, cash them in, maybe grab a burger, and then he notices a 2015 penny that just looked different. Shiny. Too shiny, yet he puts it aside, googles a bit, and then brings it to a local coin dealer. The guy squints at it, puts it under a scope, and nearly falls out of his chair. Long story short, Gary's penny was a 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln cent in near-perfect condition with a slight double die error on Lincoln's ear. After authentication and a wild auction ride, that single penny sold for $1.4 million to a private collector. Gary paid off his mortgage, bought an RV, and now he travels from flea market to flea market, looking for the next big score. True story. Moral of the tale? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. Check Lincoln's eye, ear, and the word liberty. Any doubling? That's gold. Weird lumps or cracks on the surface can mean the die was damaged, making your coin a rare oddity. If the image is skewed or not centered, that's a big deal. If you flip the coin and can clearly count each step on the memorial, especially on a no-mint mark coin, collectors go wild. And here's something most folks don't know. In 2015, the Philadelphia Mint was under extreme production pressure. Coins were churned out fast. Fast enough that a few errors slipped through unnoticed, and those are the exact coins that now fetch millions. And now, before we get into how to check your coin's value and where to sell it, let me ask you something, because here's the thing: you might be sitting on not one, but several valuable pennies and never even know it. One viewer who watched this channel messaged me last month. He found not just a 2015 no-mint mark, but 3 mint error pennies from his kid's piggy bank. Combined, they were worth close to $25,000. So before you rush off and dump your coins at the grocery store Coinstar machine, stick around. Because next up, I'm going to show you exactly how to examine your coins, and the places that are scamming sellers like you out of your hard-earned treasure. Look closely at the details. Focus on Lincoln's face, the letters, and the date. Look for doubling or cracks. Use a digital scale. A regular 2015 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier, you may have a transitional error. If it looks uncirculated, don't clean it. Let a professional grade it. Send it to a trusted grading company like PCGS or NGC. Graded coins bring higher value. Avoid pawnshops and random online listings. Use certified auction houses or coin shows. Or even list through heritage auctions if your penny is truly rare. So, now that you know the story behind the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, here's the million-dollar question. Literally, that little copper coin rattling around your console, sitting in a junk drawer, hiding behind couch cushions, could be your ticket to wealth. Take a few minutes tonight, dig into your change jar, and look closely. You never know when history and a fortune might fall into your lap. And hey, if this video helped you, inspired you, or just entertained you with the thought of becoming a coin millionaire, then do me a favor: hit that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell. Join our growing community of treasure hunters who believe that wealth is hiding in plain sight, because here, every coin tells a story. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your loose change? I mean, really looked? Not just scooped it off the kitchen counter to dump it in a jar, but picked up a penny and thought, wait a minute, could this little copper coin be worth more than my car? Well, today, we're diving into the unbelievable story of a 2014 no-mint mark American Memorial Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. Sounds ordinary, right? A penny that's just barely worth 1 cent. But hang on, because what if I told you this little coin, this humble copper-colored disc, could be worth a life-changing $1.50 million? Yes, you heard me right. $1.5 million for a penny from just a decade ago. It's real, and it's happening. And you might have one sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a coin jar, or your pocket right now. Now let me take you deep into the story behind this rare gem, show you exactly what to look for, share why collectors are going crazy over it, and how you can turn pocket change into pure gold. Trust me, you don't want to blink. Let me take you back to a moment in my life where this all began. A couple of years back, I was doing what most of us do: cleaning out the junk drawer in the kitchen. You know, the one: batteries that don't work, expired coupons, rubber bands, random screws, and of course, coins. Lots of them. I started sorting them just for fun: nickels, dimes, quarters, and pennies. And there it was. A shiny 2014 penny with no mint mark. Didn't think much of it, but something about it looked different. I held onto it. Months later, I saw a story online about a rare 2014 penny with no mint mark that was appraised at over $1 million. My heart jumped. Could mine be the one? Could I be holding $1 million mistake? That moment changed how I looked at every coin in my house, and today, I want to make sure you have that same opportunity. The 2014 Lincoln cent was part of the ongoing Shield Reverse series, which started in 2010. On the front, we've got President Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile. On the back, the shield that represents unity, strength, and the federal government. And now, normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark. But not all no mint mark coins are worth money, so don't go rushing to the couch cushions just yet. The key lies in a few incredibly rare features that make this specific 2014 penny stand out from the rest. Here's where things get juicy. There are 3 major features that turn this penny from spare change into a treasure. Some 2014 no mint mark pennies were struck with what's known as a double die error. This means the coin was accidentally stamped twice during the minting process, causing noticeable doubling in the words liberty or the motto, "In God We Trust." If the doubling is strong enough, collectors are willing to pay eye-watering prices. Another error collectors adore: if the design is misaligned and printed off-center, especially by 50% or more, it's rare and worth big bucks. Mint state or proof-like finish: a coin in pristine condition, especially graded MS67 or above by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, can skyrocket in value. An error: no mint mark, and top-tier condition, and now we're in million-dollar territory. There's a story going around in collector circles. A man from Ohio was going through a pile of coins he'd saved over the years. Inside one of the rolls, he discovered a 2014 no mint mark penny that looked flawless. Curious, he took it to be appraised. Turns out, it had a rare double die error and was in perfect mint state. That coin later sold at a private auction for $1.5 million. Imagine that. A coin worth 1 cent turning into a ticket to financial freedom. Well, now's your chance to find out. Now, before you toss every penny you own under a microscope, let's talk strategy. Here's exactly what you should do to check if you've got the $1 million 2014 penny. Sort your pennies by year. Set aside any from 2014 that don't have a mint mark under the date. Inspect with a magnifying glass. Check for doubling in the letters of liberty and "In God We Trust." You'll want a 10x or higher magnifier to see it clearly. Check the alignment. See if the design is off-center. If Lincoln's face looks a little too far left or right, you might have something special. Look at the condition. Is the penny shiny, untouched, with no scratches or wear? If it looks brand new, even better. Consider getting it graded, and here's where I'll leave you hanging for just a second, because what if you're holding a fortune, and you don't even know it yet? First, don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning a coin can drop its value instantly. Second, take it to a reputable coin dealer or submit it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it under controlled conditions and give it a grade. If it scores high and the error is confirmed, you're officially sitting on gold. Third, consider whether you want to sell now or hold out. Auctions can drive the price up fast, especially if a bidding war starts. There may be more of these rare 2014 no mint mark pennies out there. The mint never released an exact number, and only a handful have been confirmed. So the next big discovery? It could come from you, because they're unique. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. And when you combine a modern coin with a rare error in perfect condition, it becomes a one-of-a-kind item. It's like owning a piece of a secret history. A factory mistake that turned into $1 million artifact. And don't forget, collectors don't just buy coins. They invest in stories. And this 2014 penny? It tells a story of mystery, luck, and value hidden in plain sight. So let's recap. The 2014 no mint mark American Memorial Lincoln penny might seem ordinary, but it's anything but. With the right combination of errors, rarity, and condition, it can sell for $1.5 million. You now know what to look for. You've heard the real life stories. And maybe, just maybe, you're the next lucky owner of a coin that can change your life. So before you go, grab that old jar of change. Dig through that drawer. Call up your dad, your uncle, your cousin, heck, ask your neighbor if he's got a coin collection buried in the attic, because these rare finds aren't just sitting in museums. They're out there, in homes, in pockets, in forgotten shoeboxes, and someone's going to find the next one. And hey, if you found this video helpful, inspiring, or even just a little fun, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a chance to learn which coins can make you rich. I've got more guides, stories, and money-making tips coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them.